It's 10:30, should we?
Yeah, I think this is everybody then, because that's four said they couldn't come.
Okay. Ladies, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's 10:30 and we will be live on TV. I'm not sure if we're rolling yet, but if we, yes, we are. So thank you for joining us, anyone who is out there watching us on TV. This is our Aging and Disability Resource Center Advisory Council meeting. And I'll call the meeting to order, and then I'll ask that we go around and introduce ourselves. But before that, I want to mention that we will be having a new board member joining us. She can't be here today, but Dawn Waldera is going to represent. Kevin was our board member previously, so Dawn Waldera will be a new board member as well. So Ola, do you want to start introducing yourself? And
Yes, I'm Iola Stallings out of Petrie, and it's a beautiful day, great
Yes.
food.
Beth Killian from Arcadia.
Rachel Herman, Pleasantville, volunteer.
Colleen Schwerke from Osseo.
Mary?
May Beck from Whitehall.
Rita Homerson, Pleasantville.
Jeannie Nutter, County Board Supervisor from the District 15, part of Osseo, part of Strum, I have three little pieces of townships.
Sounds good.
Ashley Brecky, Human Services and ADRC Fiscal.
Melissa Youngbauer, ADRC Supervisor.
I'm Scott Brown from the Whitehall area, or at Coral City, but Whitehall for sure. Okay, I'll announce that the open meeting law has been met through the proper posting, and we have an agenda in front of us. I'd ask that somebody move to approve the agenda for today. Beth is moving to approve. Is there a second? We have several seconds. You can take your pick, Ashley. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you. If you've had the minutes of the April 2nd meeting, are there any questions about them? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the April meeting.
I move to approve.
Jeannie moves to approve. Is there a second? Rachel moves, or seconds the motion. Any discussion on the minutes? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you.
Killian would like to abstain since she wasn't at the meeting.
And actually, I wasn't either, so I probably can't, but I did read them.
I did, but I wasn't there, so.
Okay,
Someone else may need to approve them. I'm sorry, thanks for reminding me.
so we need to start over then
Sorry.
for a motion to approve. Mary, are you volunteering to approve the motion of the minutes? Oh, no, okay.
I'll do it. I'll
Okay.
motion to approve.
Iola's moving to approve. Is there a second? Rachel will second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you.
And Killian would still like to abstain.
You guys are so proper.
I'll abstain as well.
Okay. All right, we're already up to number 6, and advisory council member engagement. It's something that we don't often discuss, but as advisory council, that's what we are here for, is advising. We don't affect any rules that get voted on at the Human Services meeting. Is that where it goes from here? So we have an opportunity to voice any concerns, any accolades, anything that we would like about the process or the programs that are involved with the Aging and Disability Resource Center. It's something that some people don't totally understand. We work with people that are aging, mostly 60 and over. But then if there are people that can benefit who are younger based off the fact that they have some sort of disability, less abled. It's hard to know what words to use and not use in this day and age. We can get crucified for saying the wrong word, but, we try to get representation from many different types of disabilities, whether they be cognitive disabilities, whether it be some sort of a physical disability. So we like to have input from people who represent various aspects of our community, so that, we are understanding needs of people. Quite often, organizations seem to say, oh, there's this need out in the community and we need to provide something for these people, and then we go provide it for the people and they say, well, we don't need that, we need this. So it's good to have an idea before you actually implement something as to what the people really want. And that's, I think, a big part of an advisory committee is to be able to advise on what the human services can act upon. So, Ola, do you have anything you want to add to the?
No, not at this time.
Not at this time, okay. Anything more something I missed that I could?
I just feel like maybe we should just open it up and just see if anybody has any suggestions on how to make these meetings more meaningful to you, or are there things that you would like to have on the agenda regularly that you're not learning about, or just any suggestions on how to make this meaningful for you.
Mary?
I have a suggestion. One of the ladies at where I live, she says, can't we have a meal in our facility? Because it's so hard to get out and that, and she thought that we should have a little meal in because we have a nice kitchen and we don't have nobody to do our meal, and we would like to have a meal maybe Friday or something, to have a fish dinner, a fish lunch or whatever.
Thank you for bringing that forward, Mary. There are a few challenges with adding extra programs and extra meals. The state pretty much dictates, what the ADRC can do as far as senior meals or special meals, and like one day a month.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I hear you.
No, I think thank you for your feedback, Mary. And yeah, as a council member, that's really what we would want to have happen, is when you get feedback from people that you're interacting with, people that are friends or family members, we want you to bring that to our attention. I got a couple things that I'm just thinking about right now, and I hope this is appropriate even to mention, but one of the things we want you to be aware of, just from attending these meetings and knowing about the ADRC, is that we do have transportation available. So, just making sure that.
This one,
Right.
that she's in a wheelchair and it's so hard to.
Yeah. But I do want you to know, so that you are able to tell people that you're talking to, that we do have accessible vehicles. So it would be an option for us to take your friend potentially to one of our meal sites. So that's something we want all of you to know about, that we do have transportation that is available. But then the other thing too is that when we're talking about these cultural dinners or these dinner at 5 that we are planning now quarterly, that's kind of part of what that is intended for, is to have to have meals in locations or in communities, especially that don't currently have meals. So we do now have the Cafe 60 in Whitehall. So that's my initial thought is, can we possibly get your friend, transport to Cafe 60? But again, when you're thinking about, we still have multiple communities in our county where there is not a meal site. So that's kind of where we've been trying to target some of those cultural dinners. But good point too of Scott that, again, we have just limited funds available, but we try to do as much as we possibly can with the funds that we do have. So, but yeah, thank you, Mary. And we want you to know that, you don't have to wait for a council meeting to bring those kinds of ideas and comments to us. Certainly call me if you're hearing feedback or you have questions at any point, or you're hearing things out in the community.
Just as a reminder with those meals, those of us that can partake of them, it's a donation of, $5 is what we're recommending. And that doesn't cover the cost of the meal. The Aging and Disability Resource Center has to pick up the rest of the contract for the site that it's being held at. So, if the meal itself is $12, seven of that has to come out of the Aging and Disability Resource Center funds. So, people are getting a really good deal, and in some cases, if people don't even have money, they can come and not have to donate anything, and the ADRC will pick up the entire cost. So, just a reminder there. Other ideas?
I guess what I will just mention is I had an opportunity to attend an aging conference in La Crosse back in April. Several staff did, and one of the breakout sessions we did attend had to do with councils and boards and how to, make them successful, make them meaningful. And so one of the things that, we also learned about was onboarding new members. They also talked about how to recruit new members. And so I feel like I got some really good ideas that maybe in the future that's something that we can talk about. I'll let you know that I did call, or we made contact with all of the council members before this meeting. And, they really talked about checking with your current council members, and if there's people that haven't been regularly attending, find out why and make sure that they're still committed to this. So I did have a conversation with everybody prior to this meeting, just so you're aware of that. But what they did talk about, and I want you just to keep this in mind as well, they said that you should always be actively recruiting members. And so, meaning people that aren't even necessarily on the council, encouraging people to come and attend the meetings and learn about the ADRC, so that when we do next have an opening, we have a couple people in mind, and that they really kind of know what this is all about and they know what to expect. So I thought that was really helpful. It made a lot of sense to me, I guess, and just being more deliberate in what that onboarding is, because I know that, I look around the room and there are several of you that I feel like I could have done a better job onboarding people. So.
Well, question for you on that. Is there a way, I know they're televising this, so is there a site that I can maybe give people that might not be able to come in that particular day, that they can at least tune in and listen, or, kind of hear what we're talking about?
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. I feel like we could do something like even putting that, the meeting day and time in our newsletter. We could put it on Facebook. We could advertise, how do people get to see this? Because this is on right now, right? Do people like that idea?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I also think maybe you have staff at all the meal sites, right? Most of the time?
Well, we either have staff or volunteers.
Okay. Because there's so much, you know, I'm never usually bored at these meetings because there's so much that you guys do for this population in our county. But I also think there's sort of an apathy in citizen engagement, involvement in coming to meetings. You know, people don't
Yes.
come to county board meetings either, or
Right,
very few
right,
committee
right.
meetings unless
Yeah.
there's some hot topic. But I think if you did sort of like a special thing for the TV station to, you know, because people do watch the TV station. They
Yes.
may not watch our meetings, but, you know, and some of the board members could talk about what we do at the meetings and what's going, I mean, there's so much that you guys do. It's just phenomenal. But I think the information doesn't always get out. We
Yeah,
could
for
do,
sure.
how about traveling board meetings, like going to different areas or advisory council meetings, you know? Just a thought.
We have done
Yeah.
that in the past. It would eliminate the ability to televise it to
It
people
could be
in the community.
recorded
but-
though, somebody could come, you know, and
Yeah,
record the
maybe
meeting and put
maybe
it
the
on.
TV station.
You know, there's volunteers that do stuff like that, you know? Or have our meetings at some of the meal sites, that would be fun.
Yeah, that's what we usually did, was go to the different meal sites. And then, you know, we'd have the meeting first and then we'd eat the meal. So it was a double good thing.
You could do, there's my group of ladies that meet at the Foolish Pleasure for coffee every morning at 9, between the ages of 92 and me, the youngest maybe, could have a meeting there. Because there's usually a big group there in Strum.
Where's that at?
In Strum. It's right on Main Street in Strum. It's a bar, restaurant, but they have coffee in the morning, and I love these women, so. But it's our age group, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the men meet someplace in Aliva, so they should meet together, but you know how it is in this Lutheran world. Anyway, just some ideas.
There's a group of people that get together almost every morning in Pigeon Falls as well for breakfast, mostly with Reynolds Tomter, I think, but he's over in France right now, so I keep watching the news. Channel 8 keeps talking about this whole week. They're gonna be bringing up things. I'm sure Reynolds will end up then or eventually, because he's got to be the oldest person on the trip.
Yeah, I have
He's
a friend
107 now.
whose father is going, and he's 101, traveling to France with his grandson. It makes me almost cry thinking about it. But anyway, we need to bring all these groups together or go to these groups. I think it would be kind of fun.
Other ideas? Got some good ones flowing.
You know, I suppose it would also be just an option of just, even if it wasn't a council meeting, but just to say, hey, maybe on the months we don't meet, we could just gather at and it wouldn't even necessarily need to be on this, you know, a Tuesday at 10:30, but we could say, okay, in July, for example, why don't we meet at the Strum site, for example, and just for anybody that can make it. It's just an idea.
Just to have people meet us and introduce us, introduce ourselves to them and, hey, we're here. If you have anything to say,
Right.
bring it up.
Right, and for you then to just actually get out and experience what is that Strum meal site like,
Yeah.
so that when we make decisions the next time about contracts and how many days we're gonna have at each site, et cetera, then more of us have experienced it. And I just threw out Strum just because I kind of looked at Rachel and and Rachel is going there next, she said, after this meeting, so.
Now, a lot of people don't know us. I mean, they don't know we're on the council. So, if we get out and introduce ourselves, hey, we are on the council. If you have anything to say to us, please talk to us. And people are afraid to talk to people.
Yeah,
But if they get to know us and sit down with them and talk to them, they probably won't be so afraid of us.
We're a pretty scary group.
Well, thanks a lot. Just tell you.
It's a good point, Mary. Yeah, it'd be great to be out and introduce ourselves to
I'm not afraid
others.
to talk.
that was one of the suggestions that they actually did have at this meeting that I had gone to, and it just talked about just getting out and experiencing the services and meeting ADRC staff, because we could certainly have, we could even have a couple ADRC staff that were there and that you could get to know a little bit more informally, and just, I think, I don't know, it seems like kind of a neat idea to me.
Bring along pieces of paper like this that at a glance you can see all the different things that are happening in the near future. Yeah. I don't know if everyone knows, those of you on TV, the newsletter comes out every month.
Every other.
Every other month, and I knew I was gonna get that wrong. And it has lots and lots of information about the Aging and Disability Resource Center and people who work there. They highlight new people when they come in, and it just, that they're available in many different sites around the different communities, so it would be good to have those disappear every other month too.
Yeah.
Summer is a good time to do some of this, because you can get out easily and, we don't have to deal with icy roads and snow and cold and.
I would suggest that we all put on our calendars July 2nd that we're meeting at Strum for lunch.
That's a good idea.
Whoever can make it.
I don't go anywhere over the 4th of July.
Maybe the next day.
Just to double check, Ashley, that caterer hasn't told us that they weren't working that week, have they?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah. Not, so, sounds like, yeah, I just wanted to double check as long, because I knew, if anybody knew right now, it'd probably be Ashley. Because they gave us, no, they didn't give us the menus yet for July, have they? No? Okay, okay. I like that idea.
I wrote it down.
I love that idea. And what we can do, for those of you that are from the southern part of the county, we could meet in Whitehall and we could take an ADRC vehicle if it's more convenient, so we can do a little bit of carpooling, okay? Okay. I like it. Yes, details to follow, yes. Thank you, I think that's, I like that.
Any other ideas? You can bring them up anytime if you happen to think of them later, or got something floating around in there and you don't want to bring it up in front of everybody or on live TV.
Right.
You know, Melissa has an office
I do,
and a phone.
I have both.
She knows how to listen. Okay, well, move on to volunteer meal policy discussion. Is that where we are? Yep. That's 8 on mine.
Oh,
Did we change something?
yeah.
This is one I got through the I didn't think I had gotten this, and I pulled it out of a file
I
yesterday.
think I gave you that.
Okay,
So that is a, like.
that's why.
Yeah, so that,
All right,
Let's give you a
we'll
new
go by
one.
yours.
thank you, Ashley. Yes, now we're on 7.
Thank you. ADRC Supervisor Update.
Okay, thank you. So wanted to give an update on our aging plan. So we talked about this, I believe, at the last meeting, but just so you all are aware that each area agency on aging must develop an aging plan that guides our community programs and services. So in Wisconsin, those aging plans are 3-year plans. They must be approved by the state, and we are currently working on our 2025 to 2027 aging plan. So an aging plan has several phases. The first phase is community engagement. So the last several months, we've been working hard on surveying individuals and interviewing individuals. So we have gathered more than upwards of 120, right? Yeah, more than 120 interviews and surveys with individuals in our county. Iola has actually been helping us comprise the details of the surveys that we had done. But so it's just that. We've been gathering information about what's important to our county's residents. So thank you, Iola, for all of, it's hours of tedious work, isn't it? Yeah.
But I'm nosy by nature.
So you've enjoyed it?
Yeah, I have. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
these are senior citizen thoughts.
So we are in, right now, we're still analyzing that feedback, perhaps not surprising. Some of the most important issues that stand out when I've been looking at the survey results, our residents are interested in interested in eating well and nutrition, keeping fit and healthy, brain health and dementia, understanding benefits, caregiving, and social isolation and loneliness. So our next phase really is developing plans regarding what our county thinks is important, and also with the goals that the state gives us. And this year, we did get our focus areas, and so we have to have goals in the following areas, which would be caregiver services, preventive health, nutrition services, and supportive services. So that's what we will be working on over the next couple months. We will be presenting draft goals to you all here probably in August and September, and we will also be having listening sessions that will be open to the public. So we'll be inviting people to come in and hear about draft goals, and then people will give us, you all and the public will be able to give us input about those goals. The aging plans themselves are due in November of 2024. So it's really a process. We're still kind of in the beginning, but like I said, you know, I would say that the surveys really, I guess, none of the areas that people are telling us that they feel are important are all that surprising, because those are the things that you know, when we talk to people every day, that's what they're telling us. So that is that. The next update that I wanted to let you know about is that, and I guess I'll just release, or I'll read a press release that I just received today. But what we have found out just about maybe 2 weeks ago is that we received it's the grant that we received is Livable Communities Grant. So, the press release reads this: a collaboration is bringing a free community fitness center to Whitehall. So 3 local groups are collaborating to open a free, accessible community fitness center within the Whitehall School District building. So Kristen Walukas, the RSVP director at Western Dairyland, worked with the ADRC and the Whitehall Superintendent Mike Bigley to secure a $100,000 Livable Communities grant from the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. The funding is designed to address the issues of social isolation and loneliness and increase overall community livability with a special focus on providing services to senior citizens. So initial funds will be used to purchase exercise equipment and signage, and the fitness center will be partially run by volunteers from the RSVP program and will be open at no cost to the entire community residing in and around the city of Whitehall. The facility is tentatively scheduled to open before the end of 2024. So it's just very exciting. We actually yesterday, those of us that have been participating in the Walk with Ease program here in Whitehall, it was raining. So it was just kind of a little bit of a taste of what this is going to be like, because we use the Whitehall School to do our like discussion and then to walk in the school. And it just was just so really, I thought really cool, just being there. The staff that were present, I felt were just so warm and welcoming. It was just, what a great opportunity. I will say kind of the vision is similar to kind of what is happening in Osseo, because you've got that, you know, facility, the center that's open for people in Osseo, and kind of like a mini version of like what you have at the Wanik Center. But it's going to be open to everybody, even you all, if you come to a meeting here and you wanted to walk, it's open to anybody and it's free. So just really excited about this opportunity.
It's very cool.
Super.
Where is it?
It's at the school. So you would be able to go there, Mary, and walk there. You'd be able to.
Even walk up there.
You could, or you could get a ride.
If I feel like it.
Yeah, so a lot of details to be worked out. The next phase really is going to be exploring what kind of equipment that we will purchase. For those of you that know that school, it's kind of the majority of the equipment is going to be in what was the shop area, which is now considered the wrestling room. So there's space in there that there will be equipment. But we hope to really have a lot of signage, so you will know when you walk around that school, you'll know, oh, if you do it, you know, this is 1/8 of a mile, for example. So when you go to some of the malls, for example, that are still in existence, you know, you see people walking there. So I think, you know, we have $100,000 that we'll be able to, you know, even possibly get some apps set up so that you could track that. And of course, you wouldn't have to do it. It can be no tech, and we could just tell you if you do this loop, it's 1/8 of a mile or whatever, that type of thing. But for those of us that live in this part of the county, there isn't anything for us here. So, and the Whitehall School District is committed to having, again, people that aren't necessarily from this school district coming in and using the space. So.
And it's no cost.
No
That's
cost.
what's so amazing.
No cost, yeah.
Now, are they gonna be putting in equipment that is handicapped?
That will be definitely something that we want to have happen, and we'll be exploring. And so if you have any feedback, we can definitely consult with you, Rita, to find out what recommendations you might have.
At Black River Hospital, they do have some equipment that like the exercise
Yep.
pedal deals that are accessible out of a wheelchair.
We definitely want to have accessible equipment, and I know we will be consulting not only with, I mean, we'll be consulting with a lot of different people. On the list of who we are going to consult with would be Tri-County, their therapy department, and getting that feedback, because we want it to be used by anybody. So,
I think if you contact Black River too at the hospital, their department might be able to add a little extra, because they do a good job, and they got a pretty good sized room as far as the equipment and everything that they use for rehabilitation and stuff
okay, great. Is that at the hospital
Yeah.
or more the Lunda? Okay.
at the hospital.
And I'll pass, I had, you know, and again, we're in the very preliminary stages, but we had been told about, you know, a really similar concept that's at another school. This is in northern Wisconsin, but just to give an example of, if you want to look at this, if you just pass it around, of just what some of the equipment, you know, could look like. But thank you, Rita. Yes, that's definitely a goal of ours. We want as many people in all ages too. You know, it's not just for seniors.
Might be good to get physical therapist, occupational therapist on board, to maybe volunteer to, you know, take a look and provide some guidance.
Absolutely. Yep. And we're just wanting as many people involved in that decision as well. Kristen just yesterday talked to me about wanting to have one of the family care organizations involved in some of this planning as well, which really makes sense, because we want just as many people to have feedback and to know about this, and then to use it. We want people to be using it, so. Okay, so stay tuned. You know, I would envision we're gonna have updates every month or every meeting about that. And I guess just the last thing that I want to just provide an update on is just this. Again, this, and Scott just kind of mentioned this, just this one-page highlight or cliff notes, whatever we want to call this. I want to do this just so that when you leave here, you all have this. And these are the things that I just want you all to be aware of. And so that when you're out in your communities, you can just mention, hey, did you know about this, you know, Walk with Ease program? Did you know, Fun Day Travels, we are going to a loggers game coming up. All those just different kinds of things. So, and if you want copies of this, let me know, or if you want to make copies, and I can start putting this on Facebook too. So this, of course, is not replacing the newsletter, but I think just in between newsletters, it's just a really condensed version of what we got going on. Something we're really excited about, we're just in the planning stages, is this is going to be a really just, I think, important event, this documentary that we're going to be showing in Independence, and it's called Wine, Women, and Dementia. And it's really targets anybody that might be doing caregiving. The documentary is really excellent, and I just encourage you all to just kind of mark your calendar and start talking to people about it. We're going to have a senior meal before the event. It's just going to be a really cool thing. So
This is gonna be actually in Independence.
In
at a
Independence.
restaurant.
it's going to be at the Opera House, if you all know where that is. So that's where that's going to be. So stay tuned for that.
Loggers games today.
That is a typo. The Loggers game is not today. I apologize for that. I bet we have that in. Maybe Ashley can look that up.
Thursday, June 20th.
I apologize for that. So you've got plenty of time to sign up. And the Fun Day Travels, that is something that if you want to ride the bus, that is an option. But you also can meet us there too. So if you're gonna be in, lacrosse and just
How about
have other
this
things you wanna do,
How about this road trip? What is this?
She's talking about the senior dining road trip.
okay. Senior dining road trip is something that we did about a year and a half ago. And so the intention of that is to encourage people to get out and visit all of the senior dining sites. We had one person that completed it last time, Scott. And so you'll get a little card that when you go to the site, you'll get a stamp or they'll sign
I
off.
had that, but I never used it.
Yes. So
I do.
when we did it the last time, it was in the winter time. I think it was right before the holidays.
Right before New Year's Eve.
So we got a lot of feedback saying bring it back, but do it in the summer. So yeah, which makes
Summertime,
sense,
so we
right?
can get around.
Yes, yeah, so you'll have 2 months to complete that, so, there'll be more information about that too. So some of this, you can look forward to finding out more about some of these items in our next newsletter, so. Any other questions for me?
Yeah, how about this here run down in the cross?
The loggers game, or the legislative town hall?
Yeah.
So that is an opportunity to go and the legislators have been invited to that town hall. So it's lacrosse that is hosting that, but our legislators have also been invited. So, I can't say for certain who all is going to be at it, but it is just a good opportunity. Some legislators will definitely be there. But I believe it's Buffalo County, Jackson County, Trempealeau, and La Crosse counties. So it's just a joint event.
Is it gonna be viewable, like Zoom in, is it a Zoom capability or anything like that?
That I don't know, but I can let you know, Iola. I can let you know. And don't forget about the Independence Day celebration. So that's gonna be another really, I think, fun event. So not only are we gonna be having like just an all-American cookout, again, it's in Osseo, which is a site that we don't have a senior meal. And then just across the street from the meal is the Garber Band Shell. And so Ryan Herman and one of his bandmates is going to be playing music after the dinner. We had to cap that last dinner that was in April for the Norwegian dinner because we had over 100 people that were interested. So if you are interested in dinner, certainly make a reservation. There still is plenty of space, but we do need to know that you're coming for dinner. You need to make a reservation, but anybody can come for the music. I think it's going to be fun. Yes, yep, bring a chair, and when we take the reservations, we are telling people to bring a
my own
chair.
chair with me all the time.
Yes.
What is the dinner? I forgot.
It's hamburgers and brats. It's all American. Hamburger brats, potato salad. I think it's strawberry shortcake. Beans, I
You're
think
making
beans.
me hungry.
I know. That's all I have.
Every Monday evening during the summer, they have music in that park. I was there a week ago, and it was very, very good. And the acoustics of that shell are just amazing. I was quite impressed. At one point, I parked way down the block, and I had to go to my car and come back. I think I grabbed my chair, and I could hear an echo as I was coming back up the street. It was echoing from, way down somewhere and coming back at me. But near the band shell, you don't hear an echo. It's just it's really well done, and there's food and just something fun for family to do. the Nickel Barn folks, Kurt and Levi, bring a lot of stuff there, coffees and ice cream, and I can't remember if they had anything. I think they had like a dessert type thing, but there are other food vendors that go as well, so you can kind of plan the whole evening and go at 5:30 or so and have supper and listen to music. Another fun thing for people to do in Trempealeau County. Any questions for Melissa? Move on to number 8, Nutrition Council update.
And Rachel Herman is a member of the Nutrition Council and I've asked her to give an update.
We met last week, and most of the items we've already talked about. You know, all the bus trips, and the cultural meal, and the Cafe 60, and the food vouchers, and about your grant. Sammy mentioned all about that. And then also about, like this senior dining road trip from August 1st to September 30th. And she asked for some suggestions what to use for the prizes. We did suggest a gas card, like from Quick Trip, or a baskets, or even a voucher for bus ride would be an incentive. And one thing that we did talk about was a comment box, which we are going to have at Strum, so they can put their comments in, and Melissa or Sammy will check them. And they won't know who put them in. Other than that, like I say, all the stuff has been talked about, or this. And I would like an extra one to post over there. Sure. Because they let us post it right on the bulletin board when we go down. Other than that, and then she also gave, like the summary, the numbers for each site by the month, as well as individuals. That's all I have.
And you meet every other month for
Yes.
that too? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So after just an absence, because I think it had been, during COVID, that committee just kind of, they weren't able to meet, and they didn't meet. So you've only had, I think, 2 meetings so far, right?
At Blair and
So
Strum.
thank you for serving, and I'm just glad it's getting off the ground. And I guess the idea is just to, again, keep people informed, give an opportunity to talk to others about what's successful and best practices, so.
There was only Holly and I and Sammy, because the others had other obligations that day. But it was interesting.
So I would like to have that as just a regular part of our meetings, is just the Nutrition Council can give us updates. I think I'd appreciate that, so that you all can hear from those folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Any questions for Rachel? Any suggestions for Rachel? Any compliments for Rachel? Number 9, ADRC Program Spotlight, ADRC Health Promotion and Prevention.
So we have the pleasure of having Rita Scraw here. Many of you know Rita, as she is our Elder Benefit Specialist, and I believe she's came and spoke to this group about her role as the Elder Benefit Specialist. One of the neat things about our ADRC is staff like Rita wear a lot of different hats. So Rita is going to be giving us an update and giving us the spotlight about health promotion and prevention. So if many of you, probably nobody knows this, unless I guess you read it on Facebook, but Rita just recently celebrated her what year anniversary? Was it the 25th, Rita?
Year anniversary,
Your what?
1 year?
No, I said you celebrated your anniversary with Trempealeau County, and it was 25 years?
27 years
27 years.
with the county.
I didn't mean to shortchange you.
No. I was thinking 27 years with the county. 10
Yeah, 20,
years-
so 27 years with the county, isn't that amazing? Yes,
All
yes.
right, so, thank you. I'm the elder benefit specialist, and most of the time, the majority of my time is spent with Medicare, Medicaid, billings, not really fun stuff, but stuff that needs to get done. But I've gotten, Melissa has gotten me involved in other things, and so I'd like to talk about them, because it is very exciting. And we are very excited about the $100,000 grant and the exercise room. So we have our programs that we do, and the one that I'm participating in right now is Walk with Ease. These are evidence-based programs that come to us. We take the class and we provide the leadership for the class. And that is Walk with Ease. And Walk with Ease is 1 hour each week for 6 weeks out of our time. We've got a couple people in Whitehall here, a couple people in Osseo, and I and Penny go to Trempealeau. And we meet with the group. We go over, Walk with Ease is sponsored by the Arthritis Foundation. So they give us information that we can pass along and discuss about arthritis and exercise and fibromyalgia, different illnesses that exercise helps with. Right now, we have 18 participants, so this is a brand-new program. We just started, this will be our 3rd week. We have books available at the library, and we can give out books. It's really self-directed. Like, we meet once a week and go through everything, but then the participants have the week to participate and do. So we start out with a little warm-up, we start out with, then we move on to stretching, we do some walking, and it's most of the time, like in Trempealeau, we go around the church parking lot. So we're in a circle, everybody can walk in there at their own pace, but we're together and we're visiting. And then we do cool down and stretches again, so that nobody will hopefully have any injuries or extreme pain. We just want to get people motivated and out walking, because it's been known to help with arthritis and fibromyalgia and other things. So I'm really excited about that. The participants we have in Trempealeau are very interactive. They want to learn about whatever it is Arthritis Foundation is telling us to talk about and do. So I feel really good about that. I just wish that we could reach those people that would like to go out and exercise but don't want to do it by themselves, or they don't know how to get started, because we do have all the the proper stretches to do, and we do them together, and it's a very good learning experience, and it's very good for our bodies. There's also Bingo Size, which is at the Friendship First Church in Blair, or Friendship First in Blair. That is health and exercise to improve and maintain independence and mobility. So we want to keep people independent and mobile. There is Eat Smart, which is a 15-week program. That has a cost of $250, but our suggested donation from our participants is only $25. That is an online via Zoom, and that focuses on weight loss and maintenance of weight loss. So that's a really good program, and it's a really good deal. There's Strong Bodies, which is a 12-week program. That is to increase strength and balance, and that is suggested donation of $30. We have done Strong Bodies at Blair Friendship First, Whitehall at Brookside, and Strom at the church. I am excited about that because I'm signed up to take the training, so I can be a trainer for that. We've got 4 people participating in the training, so hopefully we can get that going. The last one is Stand Up for Your Health. That's only a 4-week program. That's at the Osseo Lutheran Church, suggested donation of $30. That increases strength, balance, and energy. And the Walk with Ease that we're doing right now, the reason I'm so excited is like, and I say I want to get those people that just need a little bit of encouragement to get going, and then they can do it self-directed on their own, or they can meet people to do it, is because we are taking the training, and we're hoping to do, like Walk with Ease is going on right now, the 3rd week. We hope to do another class like in fall, early fall, before the weather gets yucky. Strong Bodies, 4 new trainers. I'm excited about that because maybe we can get something rolling at the new exercise place that we just got the grant for. And even to do something, I'm finding a lot of our 60-plus are still working and still have very active daytime activities. So we'd like to have, like, I work till 4:30, so I'd like to become a trainer and do something like at 5 or 5:30 to catch those people that are working or busy during the day and they would like to still participate. So hopefully we can get that going. Any questions? I won't be doing this during open enrollment because I'm swamped with Medicare. I want to thank all of you guys for being on the council. And you have a group that you talked about that meets for coffee.
Well, they meet every single day.
Okay, so, like, what would they like knowledge about? Because maybe one of us, give us a call, maybe one of us can come
Sure.
to the coffee,
Sure.
whether it's wherever
It's
they're at.
$3 and you can drink all the coffee you want, and they stay there from 9 until sometimes noon.
Okay, but we can
Or
come.
they go to lunch. They're ready to go to the
Like
meal.
if there's if you're out in the community and you hear conversations like
Mm-hmm. Sure.
we're really struggling with medication costs, give me a call and maybe I can come to that and give them some information about senior care or drug plans or pharmaceutical
Mm-hmm.
assistance.
Sure.
We're open to doing that too.
You helped me when I turned 65 and had no clue.
So I was listening to the meeting and I thought, well, you guys have a couple of coffee clutches, so, that's good. Outreach is great for us because word of mouth is always positive and that gets more people coming to us. But we don't want to go and have nobody show up, and we don't have money to advertise going somewhere. So if you guys already have your little groups and you think, wow, this is a true problem for several people, maybe we can have somebody from the ADRC come to us and talk. Otherwise, thank you. Yes?
I went to Strawberries and I like it. Only thing, I'm not really strong enough to do most of the exercise I can do, but not all of them. But if I get up and get out and walk, then maybe I can straighten my legs out a little bit more.
Right, and our training, we're trained on, this is the evidence-based program, this is what we can do, and that's what we do. So it's built for very basic walkers or very basic strong bodies, and there's not a lot of specialties, but we'll keep our eyes out. I think there's like a $3,200 budget.
Yeah, that's what I was just having Ashley look that up because I don't remember off the top of my head, but
So that,
we receive an amount of money every year for these health prevention programs, and so it's not a lot. We'll see if Ashley can find it, but we have very specific requirements for this. We couldn't decide, hey, let's have a health fair and let's buy a bunch of blood pressure kits and give them away, or let's just do my own, like I know how to, I've kind of have an idea for a walking plan. Let's go for that. It can't be that. It's got to be very specific evidence-based programs that the state tells us that we can offer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they
And
Yeah.
that funding
Yeah.
has to provide
Yeah.
us with our equipment, our books,
Yeah.
our training.
Yeah.
Like, to be a trainer, you also have to have CPR training. and
Right.
That all
Yes.
costs money, so.
Yes, yeah.
We're always looking for volunteers. Don't
Right.
feel, if somebody wants to start up a group, get a walking group going, we're always looking for
Right.
volunteers, and
And we're
we just make
always-
that
yeah.
3,200 stretch as
Yeah,
far
stretch
as
as
we can.
far as it can, and we're always looking for partners, so.
For a short time, because I was in a nursing home and in a hospital nursing home because of my legs. But I'm getting stronger when I'm
35.
walking.
Yep.
And in the summertime, I like to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ashley just looked it up, and so our 2024 allotment is $3,500. So,
And what kind of partnerships are you looking for?
so what, just to give an example, I have ongoing conversations, for example, with other departments in our county, asking, is this program something that would align with your goals? Because most of the departments in our county, whether it's the health department or it's extension, they all have I know, like, for example, the health department also has something really similar to our aging plan. They have a community plan that they have. So it's just, it's trying to help our goals align. So that's my sell, is that we have funds that we can pay for your staff, for example, even to, like what we have done with the ADRC. Rita will be the third staff, I believe, that's trained from the ADRC to do strong bodies, for example. So if there are other departments that are willing to partner with us, and I think that's just our ongoing goal, is we have partnered in the past with, like, for example, Tri-County, as well, for strong bodies. So unfortunately, people leave, and then we are left without trainers, so.
And the Walk with Ease is, these people are very excited and very happy to be involved. Like, one person walks with assistance of a cane, and the other has, they may have health issues or whatever, but we're doing it together, and we're doing the stretches together, and we're doing it the right way so that nobody has any injuries. And it's to prevent, it's to make ourselves stronger, independent.
And the beauty of that we see is just, yes, people get stronger, people are healthier, but so much of it is also just that human bond. So the socialization, right? Like, that's what
And
we
there's no
see.
cost, so if they
Yeah.
walk with us and it's self-directed and they pick up, they can tell their friends about it and tell them, go to the library and get this book and join us, and,
Yeah,
so hopefully we'll have funding, we can do it again in fall.
yeah. So just, again, wanting to highlight so that you all know what we're doing, and we don't get a
Walk with
huge amount of
Ease,
money
it
to
started
do
3
these
weeks ago.
programs,
This is our
but
3rd week, and that happens in Whitehall at the,
Mondays at the school.
Monday at the school.
Yeah, yes, so if it's not raining, we meet up at the track, but so far, it's been raining or just quit raining every Monday, so last week we got a little wet, but,
And it was on Tuesday last week.
yeah, that's true, because of the holiday.
And Friday, we're in Trempealeau at the church, and there's a nice parking lot there, and the rain has been before and after we walked, so we have not gotten rained out.
It's been
But
rainy.
the church has a nice big room that we have chairs, that we can utilize the chairs for stability to do our stretching and go outside and walk. Wednesdays, they're in Osseo at,
The Lutheran church, I'm not sure what that's called. Is it Emmanuel Lutheran?
Osseo Evangelical.
Okay,
Osseo. Okay. But yeah, and it's no cost, and if we can get people that prevent some falls, make them stronger, and enjoy their life more,
I
it's
guess
worth
just
it.
to put in a little plug again, on that highlight sheet, this Eat Smart, Move More, Weigh Less program. it's a really great program. So if you know of people that are interested in weight loss, it's a really great opportunity. It's the ideal candidate, though, it's really got to be somebody that is proficient at using technology. You've got to be able to use email and you've got to be able to use Zoom, but you're meeting weekly, so 15 weeks for a session with, these are trained professionals that are going to, talk to you about nutrition and talk to you about movement, so. So I would just encourage, any of you to look up the program online. There's a lot of information, but as you're talking to people, I hear that, you hear that often of like, oh, I need to get more active, oh, I need to lose weight, that type of thing. And again, this is an evidence-based program, so it's proven.
Oh, it's mine. I kept looking for, like, where is that?
And what I will mention about
subtitle.
that is, due to ARPA, we did get more money that needs to be used this year. So we were able to purchase some passes, I guess is what you'd call it. So we've got some spots available for that they never end. So 5 years from now, you'll still be able, if we haven't used them all, I think we got 10 spots. So, a year from now, if there's people that are interested in that, they'll still be able to be used. And people get to pick. So they start these classes once a month. And so this, like, let's say if this week is the starting date, people can choose different days and times. So like if I wanted to do it on a Tuesday, like say at 7 p.m. if I worked, it's just whenever it works for you, you sign up for that specific day and time, and then for all 15 weeks, you meet at that time. So you kind of get to know the people that are in your group as well. It could be people from all over the country, but it's the same group. So kind of cool.
So just to be clear, when you say 10 passes, that means people can access this online program for free. Is that what you mean?
They have to pay $25, I think, is that what it is?
The suggested donation is $25.
So people would contact the ADRC and we do kind of a screen to make sure that, they've given us a script of who you've got to be, again, be able to use technology to do it.
Right.
And then I would give you you'd register with me. I give you application, you'd fill it out. We've had one person that has done the program so far. But then I would give you the password and then you would register.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you do a little bit of a screen, I do a screen, and then you get you registered and then pass on the password.
We have to go to the doctor to get.
You don't,
Okay.
no.
Never hurts to ask your doctor before you start an exercise program, though, or an eating program.
Go for it.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you, Rita.
I guess we're down to open comments. Anybody have the latest scam out there that we can keep people from getting scammed? Almost every time you answer a phone call from a number you don't know, it potentially could be a scam, so.
I just don't answer it.
Yeah,
They can leave a message.
I often don't, send it right to voicemail. Beth, you got something?
We just had the Cooley Region United Educators Retired group meet earlier, or last month in May, and we had a gentleman coming, and now I can't remember what, from DADCAP. And he spoke about scams, and he's coming again in our fall meeting to talk about yeah, I turned it on. Identification theft. And he said, and I've heard this several other times when we've talked about scams, do not answer the phone, period. Because then as soon as you answer, that clicks in that it's an active number and you'll get more calls. Don't answer the phone, period. So,
That's the best thing about TCC telephone or television, cable, whatever. It tells you when the phone rings, and it'll even say potential scam. So that's good advice. Just never, or get rid of your landline. I might do that eventually.
Yeah.
but it still comes in on your cell phone.
Cell phone,
And
right.
I've been getting lots of, political texts and.
Well,
other texts.
hang on to your seatbelt. It's
And-
going to get worse.
Right, and those cannot be stopped. Even if you're on the do not call list, political calls can still go through.
And there's one you could, mine has a feature, and you may wanna check to see, it's a do not disturb. So if they're not in your actual contact list, it automatically won't allow that, you won't
Yes,
see
you
the
can.
ring, but it'll
My
go.
phone will do that too.
Yeah, so you may wanna look at that, and thank you, cause Rita showed me, I brought a letter to her that said it was Medicare, blah, 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 and she went down, and when I tell you that fine print was so tiny, I couldn't, with a magnifying glass, see that thing. She says, the first line says, this is an advertisement, but it was so small. There's no way that I would have, if I hadn't brought it to her, I would have been trying to, figure out what I needed to do because it looked official until she showed me down in there. And I'm telling you, it was like
And even
microscopic.
on TV, when they have the Medicare Advantage things, the disclaimer again is so small. You have to really look, and it says this is an advertisement, not connected to the government.
Right. And I think they need to be fined for that. I think that's just not fair. Because most senior citizens, I couldn't see before I turned to senior citizen, so that really, I was in a bad spot. I'm glad she did that because I brought it, I said, I don't know, is this real or not? She said, oh, look. I was like, what? So, yeah, just be careful because they got all kind of tricks out there.
There's a lot of Medicare phone calls right now, and I just came up. I'm gonna quit answering the phone.
Just speaking from a business side, though, you can tell a lot of people are following that advice. And again, I agree, that's what they're saying, that you shouldn't be answering your phone if you don't know who it is. But just when we try to call people, it is a real challenge because people aren't, nobody's answering.
But if you leave a message.
But so many people, that's what I will say, is they do not have their voicemail set up.
Oh.
And then, and again, some of these individuals are just not tech savvy, the people that we're dealing with, and they don't return calls. And then what ends up happening is, we do get quite a few complaints about, well, I can never get a hold of somebody, but then we call them back and no response, no answer. So, yeah, I will just say, it has, you can definitely tell people are not answering their phones.
One of the things on TV, they said, don't give you out any information of your things, because it's a scam, and that's a big no-no.
Something
And I don't give out any information, because I said, if you want to talk to somebody, I said, talk to Denise, my thing, and she'll give out the information to you, because I'm not gonna give out any information to you. Because I said, if you wanna talk to somebody, talk to Denise, and she'll give it out to you. Because I said, I know it's a scam.
I'm not sure if it's just my imagination, but it seems like whenever I unsubscribe from any type of an email that comes, I get like 10 more. So I don't know if they sell your information, after you unsubscribe or how that works, but it's just crazy. There's a gal at the Pigeon Falls Healthcare Center that says that when she gets calls, she will say to them, I will listen to anything you want to talk to me about if you just pray with me first. And they say, what did you say? And she said, you pray with me and I'll listen to what you have to say. Click. So she's a very religious person, and, you know, it's probably a nicer way than blowing a whistle or just totally hanging up. But most advice is just hang up or just don't answer, so.
I hang up and a friend of mine, she said, that's rude. I said, no, it's not. I just don't like to have scammers. I don't like scammers, period.
Yep, if you pick it up, they know ways to keep you on the line, and it's not good. Okay, anything else? Thank you so much, everybody, for being here today and for helping out our county and our ADRC by advising. Next meeting will be in August, other than, what did I write down? July 2nd in Strum for lunch, potentially.